Why, good afternoon and hello, hockey fans tuning in from around the globe to watch our beloved Dallas Stars Elite 12U girls. Broadcasting live here from the beautiful Valley Ranch in Texas. Our Stars are about to take on the Brahmas, who are having a really strong season and leading the league, aren't they, Michael?
Yeah, they currently sit atop the league. They're at 16-1, sitting at first, and we got the Junior Stars under them in second, and our own Dallas Stars Elite girls in third. The Brahmas recently, right before Christmas, lost their first game, and that was against the Stars. Close game, 2-0. So I expect them to come out strong here in the new year. It's their first game back, as well as our girls. So we'll see how they do.
Yeah, I'm actually really enjoying this division. There's probably arguably a three-way. Any one of the top three teams could take the playoffs here. We're only about 7 weeks out from playoffs, 6.5 weeks out, I suppose. And our Stars, last time we played the Brahmas, had a really tight game. It was 2-2 down to the final minute and a half, I think, and Brahmas got a late goal. Otherwise, that was headed to overtime.
Yeah, they looked really even back in October. It was the late October game. We had dropped it in the preseason to them pretty significantly, but looked really good against them in that last game. So like you said, like all three of these top teams are pretty well evenly matched. Could go any way.
We're about to have, for the first time in months, and I purposely didn't say it out of the gates till we're 4 seconds from taking the ice, but a full roster for the first time. Welcoming back Paisley Elliott today. She's been out with a wrist injury that's been lingering, and we had a few other injuries with Bucko, and I can't remember who else was down, but we've had a rotating injury list on the IRs, and we got everybody back today.
Arya Grahovic had a
right.
ankle issue, but we're really excited to welcome Paisley back, and we saw her in practice the other night. She looked really good.
All right, about to take the ice here. Looks like our starting lineup is going to be a familiar first shift. And we've got, looks like Simcoe, Zakaria up front with Dulac. And then on point, we've got Mason and Shortino. And Miss Schaefer's got the start between the pipes. Draws one by Brahmas. Brahmas, DDD pass. Looking for an outlet pass. They send it up to the right wing, out of the reach of the right winger. Chase pursues into our corner. Shortino picks it up behind the net, tries to forward it up to Dulac. Puck battle on the boards. Brahmas come out with it. Quickly checked again by Schaefer. Nice backhand pass by her to find Dulac. Dulac clears it up into the neutral zone, and all three forwards of the Stars are going to give chase. Brahmas wheel in behind their net, trying to set up. Great pressure by Zakaria. Picks it up, interrupts the pass, disrupted. But Brahmas is able to break free. Here comes Brahmas with some speed. Number 27 through the neutral zone, trying to drive wide around Mason. Mason pushed him to the corner. There's a shot off the post, back out front. Loose puck, another shot. And it's covered up by Schaefer, looking for a whistle. And Brahmas giving a little bit of a nudge on our goaltender there, and Shortino not having it. 27 has some wheels, Michael. We saw that the last few games. He can pick it up and really move. Fresh legs out for the Stars. We've got Bucko centering Salzburg and Grahovic. And we've got Isaac and Biederman on point. 2 quick shots for the Brahmas. 38 seconds into the game. Referee wants some realignments. There's the draw. One by the Brahmas. Kicks back to the point. Recovered by Biederman. Biederman throws it off the wall, tries to find Grahovic. Bobbled at the line, and now it's kicked out into the neutral zone. Brahmas are going to regroup back in behind their own net. Salzburg and Bucko giving chase, pressured immediately. Almost able to disrupt that breakout. And they do now. Isaac steps up to throw it back into the Brahmas end. Grahovic now on the wing. Tried a centering pass. She's quickly checked by the Brahmas. They're trying to drive out. Looking for breakout. Isaac tries to hold his own. Brahmas is able to get it into the neutral zone all the way down. Bucko is there to support. In behind the net now for Biederman. Biederman, lead pass, finds Bucko. Bucko off the boards. Chip pass to herself. She's going to give chase. That's all the way down to the goaltender. Goaltender plays it up to the D. Grahovic's there, so Salzburg. Puck battle in the near corner. Salzburg's got it. Salzburg goes behind the net, looks for a centering pass, tries to find Bucko. Puck spits loose onto Grahovic's stick, still loose out front. Brahmas able to clear out. 2-on-2 unfolding through the neutral zone. Coming in on Isaac and Biederman. Cuts through the center, saved by Schaefer, and she'll cover that up for a whistle with 13:03 left here in the first.
Yeah, really good little action out in front of the opposing goalie there. Just a little bit of a miscommunication when both of them went after it, but that's exactly how we're going to get one.
Gagne is out to take the draw, wins it, gets it over to Lola. Lola trying to get it out of the neutral zone, not quite able to. Comes all the way across now. Stanton's on it. Stanton on the left wing. Clark on the right wing. Gagne is centering that. Lefevre playing point today with Andrews. Lefevre through her legs down into the far corner. She's going to pick it up in the corner. Backhand pass trying to find Andrews. Andrews giving chase now. She's harassed by a couple Brahmas. In to help is Gagne. Gagne comes out with it. Gagne takes it behind the net. Trying to find her outlet pass. She's checked. Brahmas. Stanton's there to help with a reverse check of her own. Sends it all the way down the ice. And the ref's going to call that an icing. Andrews and Lefevre are going to stay on. And Zacharias back out with Dulac. And Simcoe. Here's the draw. Won by Zakaria. Zakaria, she gets it over to Shortino. Shortino throws it all the way down. That'll be on net. Goaltender goes to play it. Looks for centering pass just about right onto the lap of Dulac. Would have been a great gift for her. Stars able to hold his own though. Brahmas trying to get it out. Stars hassling there. Oh, it's actually Elliott's out front now. Sorry, there's Elliott. She sends it into the corner. Brahmas trying to break out. Zacharia's there to break it up. Dulac now. Dulac driving in from the corner. There's the shot deflected. Loose puck out front. Goaltender able to freeze that for a whistle. Looks like coach is going with the extra forward. I was expecting Simcoe back out there on that first line with Zakaria, but it's actually Elliott on this shift. Here comes Zakaria now. There's the clean win draw right back to Shortino. Shortino takes a shot back to Zakaria's stick. Not quite able to get it on net. Back to the point again. Here's Shortino. Shortino, there's a trot through traffic. Almost deflected by Dulac. Zakaria picks it up in the corner. Brahmas able to break out. Brahmas coming in on a 2-on-1 opportunity. Here comes the Brahmas. Shortino's back checking. So is Elliott. Good save by Schaefer. Pucked in that deflects in behind the net. Zakaria's on it again. Zakaria cuts through the middle. One move, two moves, picked up by the Brahmas. Loose puck in the slot. Kicks in behind. Backhand pass. That's swatted away by Shortino. Here comes Elliott. Elliott trying to break out. She's harassed by the Brahmas. Ends up on the stick of Zakaria. Zakaria, she's going to drive wide. Looks to drive around the D. Centering pass deflected right out front. Unfortunately, no Stars there to pick that up. And Brahmas turned right back the other direction.
Yeah, it was unfortunate. They were in the middle of a change there, so there's nobody there to pick it up. But that was a great dump right out in the crease.
Mason's going to gather this puck up in behind the net. Skates out, looks for outlet pass. She finds Salzburg. Salzburg trying to drive down the wing. She does. A little chip and chase by her. And Bucko's getting pursuit. Bucko able to disrupt that breakout. Bucko, high slot. There's the shot. High and just wide. Really great shot by her. Just a bit above the crossbar. Throws one back on net. And Brahma's able to pick that up. Salzburg. Solid for offensive pressure here by Salzburg and Bucko. Brahma's trying to check out. Ends up all the way back over to Salzburg. And here comes the Brahmas through the neutral zone. Brahmas. They got it in the high slot, number 9. A couple of moves made. Biederman's able to clear that out. Same with Bucko. Bucko trying to break out of the defensive zone, and she's checked by the Brahmas as she tried to gain possession. Puck all the way back now on the stick of Isaac. Isaac's out with Biederman on point. Salzburg down the left wing. She's driving wide. Brahmas come in quickly. We've got Salzburg and Bucko in a puck battle with the Brahmas. Bucko's got it. Centering pass. Tries to find Grahovic. Not quite able to. Here comes the opposite direction. Brahmas trying to drive in. Great stick by Isaac to poke check that, as 27 was trying to dance his way into the slot. Another good stick by Salzburg to break that up. Here comes Bucko. Bucko giving shade off the feet of Grahovic. Back through the neutral zone come the Brahmas. Number 9 trying to dance his way around Salzburg. Salzburg not having it. Clean poke check. And that's whistled down for an offside. 8:55 left here in the first, as suspected. Excellent hockey game so far. Both teams coming out with some momentum, Michael.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you said, that number 27, Jackson, he is the leading goal scorer in this league.
Gagne's out to take the draw. She's got Clark on her right wing, Stanton on her left wing. Here comes 27 down the left wing. Looks for the shot, takes it. Deflected by Andrews into the corner. 27 picks it up behind the net again. Tries to find his way into the slot. Clark pushing him wide. Gagne pushing him wide. There's another shot. It comes wide all the way around to the near corner. Back to the point. Brahmas throw it in deep. LaFleur now. She's giving chase. Andrews' turn to give chase. Puck battle along the half wall. Gagne try to clear it up, or Clark, sorry. Shot all the way through traffic. Schaefer able to track that somewhere along the lines and gloves it down for a whistle. Good save by her.
Yeah, the girls have done really well so far in the low slot there, clearing the puck out.
Zakaria's back out with Simcoe and Elliott. It does look like Elliott's going to play the rotating role here through the offensive lines, at least for now. There's the puck cleared out through the neutral zone. Elliott with a burst of speed. She's giving chase, trying to track it down. Brahmas all the way back. They negate icing. Good hustle by her to do so. Trying to find the centering pass. Spits back to Andrews. Andrews throws it toward the net. Down into the corner now. Brahmas are going to regroup behind their net, coming around. Look for a lead pass up to the half wall. LaFleur steps up to break that up. Simcoe as well. Zakaria, pass to Andrews. Andrews up to Elliott. Stars gain the zone. Brahmas try to clear. Elliott takes a shot, deflected into the corner. Lead pass, cleared out. LaFleur not quite able to hold his own. Good DDD pass. She finds Shortino. Shortino throws it right back in. Stars give chase again. Brahmas in behind the net. They send it all the way around to the half wall. Good footwork by that young man getting it back to his stick, but Zakaria's straight away on the check. Brahmas dancing through the neutral zone. Here comes Mason now. Mason, she picks it up. She's going to drive wide. A little bit of a hook, but she shakes that off. Drives in deep, keeps the pressure. Zakaria sat back to help out on point. Here comes the Brahmas the other way. Lots of stars in support, though. That's dumped in. Zakaria's going to pick it up behind the net. She comes around the net. Lead pass up to Elliott. Brahmas interrupt that. Throw it right back down. Mason now. Mason. She throws it up to the half wall. Centering pass through traffic. Back onto the stick of Elliott. Here comes Elliott. Throws across ice, trying to find an outlet pass. Picked up. Brahmas now. Brahmas, quick break for them. Bucko's in back checking, and keen eye by the official to whistle it down for an offside. 6:32 left in the first. 0-0 hockey game. Shots 5-4 in favor of the Brahmas.
Yeah, pretty even so far.
Yeah. Bucko centering Salzburg and Grahovic. And we got Isaac and Biederman on point. Here comes 27. Looks to gain the zone. Another offside call. Brahmas not quite able to touch up before 27 cleared it in. Reminder, we don't do delayed offsides in this league. It's instant, so you got to touch up before that puck's crossing in.
Yeah, we also have the extra line due to the curling paint.
Isaac, she throws it all the way down. Might be perfect draw weight. They're going to call off icing. They do. Brahmas pick it up behind the net, try to clear it up to the half wall. 3-on-2 unfolding through the neutral zone. Biederman breaks that up. Brahmas regained, but Grahovic, strong stick by her to get back and back check. Here comes Isaac behind the net. Isaac, she skates it around. She finds Salzburg. Salzburg chips it up to Bucko. Nice teamwork by the ladies there, moving the puck up through the neutral zone. Battle ensuing on the near wall. We got Salzburg and Bucko trying to shake off two Brahmas. Puck spits out to the Stars, then back onto 27. Here comes 27 trying to work his way up through the neutral zone. He gains all the way down. Biederman's there. Biederman tries to find Bucko.
Good physical play by Biederman.
Bucko also playing physical. There's a shot from the point. Absolute bullet, but about 14 feet high. Ends up into the near corner. Half wall, back to the defense again. There's a shot, deflected. It spits out into the slot. 21 for the Brahmas, picks it up on his backhand, trying to find the slot. Two Brahmas out front. Isaac's got her eyes on them, though. Here comes Bucko. She's got some wheels. She skates her out, tries to find Salzburg on the left wing. Grahovic into support. Puck's loose in the slot. Oh, almost held in by Isaac. Comes all the way back. We got a 2-on-1 unfolding against Andrews. Andrews is going to push that wide. Isaac's back to help. Brahmas. Broken up by Andrews. Good job by her. Tries to find the outlet. Ends up on this defense. Deflected. Ooh. Quick reaction by Schaefer to keep that out. Chip and chase by Grahovic. She's going to give pursuit. That'll wave off the icing. Yeah, good job by her. Centering pass. No one's home again. Deflected out front. Loose puck. Gagne almost there to find a gift.
Yeah, really happy to see the physicality on the defense there. Biederman along the boards, just stepping up onto 27, and then right afterwards, Isaac clearing out that crease. I love to see it.
There's the draw. Won by the Brahmas. Brahmas trying to break out. Stanton was right on top of that. Here comes the Brahmas. Coming up through the neutral zone with speed. 9 McGee. He's got some wheels. He drives right, drives left, looks to cut to the slot, dancing and weaving. Schaefer tracks it all the way across, forces the shot wide. Good job by her. Back to the point now for the Brahmas. Brahmas keep it in. We've got a delayed penalty coming. And it's going to be against the Stars. 3:56 left here in the first. I'm not sure what the call's going to be there. I'm guessing it was probably when that number 9 was working his way through the crease.
Hooking, yeah.
Was it a hooking call? Yeah. And Stanton's going to go off for a minute and a half.
Can't see her down there, but
penalty killing unit's going to be Zakaria and Elliott up front. We got Isaac, Mason on the point. Here's the draw. Clean win by Zakaria. Ends up on Mason's stick. She gets it to the neutral zone. Deflected. Referee says no icing. That'll kill off a good 15 seconds. Elliott's giving chase. Fearing pressure. Good check by her. Deflected into the corner. Brahmas trying to break out. Isaac was pressuring as well. Right back to Mason. Mason throws it off the wall. Another good draw weight by her. Good thing the curling rings are out there, Michael. She's on a roll.
No kidding.
Here comes the Brahmas again. Looking to break their way into their neutral zone. Good stick by Zakaria to break that up. Brahmas not able to set up because our defense is working really well right now. Brahmas, outlet pass up the left wing. Now they gain the zone. 3-on-2 to the center. That's deflected. Good back check by Zakaria. She's going to skate that into the neutral zone. She's getting chased. Decides to try and work her way all the way in. And that'll be an offside call, and I think we'll call it quasi-intentional. So we'll take it.
Yeah.
30 seconds left here in the power play. 2:56 left here in the first. Fresh legs for the Stars. We got Andrews and Shortino on point. Simcoe and Dulac killing off the remainder of the penalty. Referees calling for Stanton to head straight to the box post whistle, so we'll see who joins in 30 seconds. Draws one by the Brahmas. Brahmas looking to break through the neutral zone, coming up with some speed. Here comes 27, working his way down the left. Good stick by Andrews. Poke checks him. 27 regroups, dancing around the corner, driving into the high slot. Backhand, another great save by Schaefer. She's tracking really well laterally right now. Brahmas tried to hold his zone, but Simcoe picks that up. She's going to muscle her way through the neutral zone, kind of driving down the right wing. Tries to do a centering pass to Dulac. Not quite able to get that off. Here comes the Brahmas. They gain the zone. Number 9. poke checked. Sends into the corner. Here comes Simcoe. She goes to pick it up. Simcoe tries a centering pass, ends up on the point. Isaac's there to deflect that shot away. Here comes Isaac down the left wing now. She's driving wide. Good job messing to the net. There's the shot. Loose out front. There's the shot.
Yeah.
A rebound buried by Dulac.
Fantastic. Goalie didn't even see it.
What a great play by Isaac. She picked it up in the neutral zone, drove around 2 defenders, was getting a slight hook, shook that off, muscled her way, got the shot off. Goalie couldn't quite handle it. An absolute gift on the doorstep for Dulac to come in and bang one home. Nice job on the replays, Brendan. I forgot we had you back. I just saw it too.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. 1-0 Stars, 1:59 left here in the period. What a great momentum shift there. Penalty kill straight into a goal. We got Bucko out with Grahovic and Salzburg, and Lafleur and Mason on point. Referee wants to redo it in the neutral zone. Draw number 2, won by the Brahmas this time. D pass, then they send it up to the right wing. Here comes the Brahmas, gain the zone. Look for centering pass, that's deflected. Salzburg now. Salzburg. She's trying to finds the neutral zone. Here's Bucko, opportunity for Bucko. Slide over, skate, picks it up on her backhand. And the Brahmas do a good job to back check and take away her breakaway opportunity. Puck ends up all the way back down into the Stars zone. Mason's going to pick that up. She's got 2 Brahmas in pursuit. Slide over, skate. Brahmas have it now. Centering pass. There's a shot. Schaefer sealed up the post. It's back to the point now. 20 takes a shot through traffic off the skate of Bucko right into the neutral zone. Brahmas trying to regain a nice pocket pick by Salzburg. Picked off that pass. Brahmas still regain the zone there. Here comes number 21. Good stick by Lafleur. She pokes that into the corner. Comes all the way around to the far half wall. Grahovic just out of her reach. Mason now. Mason. Cross ice pass to Salzburg. Bucko's going to pick that up. Bucko looks to cut back. She does. Finds her way into the high slot and unfortunately sneaks just into the neutral zone. Salzburg looks to chip it back down. She does. Now it's picked up by Bucko. Bucko trying to drive the net. Not quite able to, but Salzburg's there to help. Salzburg now. Puck's loose in the crease. Somebody wants to pick it up in the slot. Unfortunately, it ends up on the Brahmas stick and all the way back down into our zone. Here comes an opportunity, number 9. High slot, dancing and weaving. Good stick by Lafleur to knock that shot opportunity away. 12 seconds on the clock. Cleared all the way down by Bucko. I think that line needed some fresh legs. Not quite enough gas to take one more rush. 8.2 seconds left here in the first. Shots 9-6 in favor of the Brahmas. We got Gagne out with Clark.
Key face off here.
It's an important one. Here's the draw. Won by Gagne. It's over to Clark. And Biederman clears it out. Here's an opportunity. Clark's got some wheels. 2 seconds on the clock. Can she get the shot off? And not quite.
Great hustle anyway.
Real important draw by Gagne. She was able to get it over to Biederman right off the draw there. And what I thought was mainly a defensive opportunity turned almost into getting one last scoring opportunity.
Yeah. Well, so another good first period by the girls, huh, Brody?
I absolutely agree. Yeah, they look good. I think it's a very balanced hockey game, as we talked about. The top 3 teams in this division. You know, it's going to be a matter of who wants it more come playoff time.
Yeah, that's the way it seems. I'm also particularly impressed, and you mentioned it several times, when you've got like that number 9 or number 27 or number 21 coming straight up the middle with some speed. I'm really impressed with the defensives getting their sticks on it. Like, they've seemed to have been able to consistently do that. And they've had several opportunities, and Brendan's got some stats up here.
He sure does. Yeah, Brendan actually leveling up his game on the visuals here. Face-offs 8-4 in favor of the Brahmas, and 0 for 1 on the power play. And Brendan's even actually counting scoring chances now too. Look at him go. Yep. Feels like it's been quite a few weeks since we played, because it has been quite a few weeks since we played. But I'm really glad the girls are going to get a game like this against the Brahmas before we head off to Fort Lauderdale next week. Gagne's out to center Clark and Stanton. Biederman and Isaac on point. Bit of a puck battle ensues off the draw. Ends up on the Brahmas stick. They tried to gain the zone. Isaac steps up, says, "You're not welcome here." Sends it straight back. Brahmas are going to try again now. Here comes the Brahmas. They're cutting in. A couple moves. There's a shot. Another great glove by Schaefer. Second one of the game that she was able to track well. Gagne on the draw again. This time it's won by the Brahmas. Puck spits through the crease. Schaefer looks to poke that away. Finds the corner. Isaac, she finds her way up to Stanton. Stanton throws it all the way through the neutral zone. Here comes Clark. She's going to give chase. It's all the way down, right on net. Goaltender. Oh, Clark able to get there. Almost deflects it right off her shins into the back of the crease. Good hustle by Clark. Trying to create something there. Puck comes up into the neutral zone. Gagne's got it now. Gagne, backhand pass to Stanton. Here comes Stanton. She throws it in toward the net. Onto Gagne's stick. Gagne takes a shot. And scooped up by the Brahmas goaltender there with 14:03 on the clock on the second. Two good shifts in a row. The first shift was only 8 seconds at the end of the last period, but an important draw. And then opened up the second period with a pretty good opportunity, and that's just hard work and hustle by Clark making that unfold. Brahmas win the draw. We got Zakaria out centering Dulac and Simcoe now. Here comes number 27 trying to drive wide. Dulac and Simcoe, Zakaria and Simcoe both step up to stop that train from rolling down the wing. Brahmas able to kick it into the neutral zone. We got Mason and Shortino on point. 93 trying to drive wide. Looking like he's gonna. But Mason's able to pick that up. She's gonna find her way onto Zakaria, the stick. Dulac's helping out on that near half wall. There's a shot from the point. Ends up on Dulac. Dulac trying to break out. She's tripped up. Brahmas throw it right back in, and that'll be an offside. Zakaria in for the draw again. Won by the Brahmas. Brahmas looking to gain the zone. They do. Driving down the right wing. They poke it into the far corner. Shortino pressures. Pushes wide. Puck ends up into the high slot. There's a backhand opportunity. Blocked out front. Here comes Dulac. Dulac coming through with some speed. Looking to drive down the left wing. She's got Zakaria right behind her. Drives into the corner. Zakaria playing support. Dulac's hauled down. No call on the play. Battle in behind the net. Puck spits into the near corner. Here's Simcoe in pursuit now. Simcoe. She's able to send her pass right outside of the reach of Dulac. What a bullet through the crease that was. There's a shot from Shortino. There's another opportunity and a goal!
Way to go, girls.
Great offensive pressure on that shift. That puck started in the near corner with Simcoe firing it right through the crease. I thought it was going to be another one for Dulac to bang home, but just out of her reach. Then it was regained, ends up all the way back on the point with Shortino. Shortino throws it on net, deflected onto the stick of Simcoe, and Simcoe makes no mistake to make it a 2-0 hockey game. There's the draw. Won by the Brahmas. Brahmas skipping in with some speed. They do look to do a drop pass. It's thrown into the corner. Lafleur now. Lafleur, she's out there with Andrews on point. Ends up on Salzburg's stick. Salzburg finds Elliott. She's got Elliott up front centering with Salzburg on left wing, Grahovic on right wing. Here comes Salzburg now. Salzburg, she's driving down the wing. She throws it in. Elliott's in pursuit. Puck ends up behind the net. Quick check by Elliott and Grahovic there to help. Spits out almost into the crease. Still being pressured are the Brahmas. This time it's Salzburg with help from Elliott. Puck spits just out of the reach of Lafleur. She looks to do a DDD pass. She's getting harassed by the Brahmas. Sends it over to Andrews. Andrews able to find Grahovic. Slight bobble in the neutral zone. Brahmas end up with it, and they fire it onto their own bench. Look out, teammates. Here comes my buck. Still really liking the momentum of this hockey game. I think it's great. Looks like both teams shook off all of the festivities, extra candy, maybe some turkey. But they're looking good.
Yeah.
Gagne, Clark, Stanton up front right now. Andrews and Lafleur on the point. Here comes the Brahmas. They gain the zone. Number 34, high slot. There's a shot. And Schaefer really out challenging, cutting down that angle. She's well at the top of her crease. Standing tall. Not giving any opportunities for those Brahmas to find any empty net.
Yeah, that puck came out of there way stronger than I thought it was going to.
Gagne on the draw again. Battle off the faceoff. She wins it. Hits it over to Andrews. Ends up on the point. There's a shot through traffic. Schaefer able to see it. She's wondering where it is now. It trickled just through her, but she made enough of a stop that saves the save. There's another draw. Oh, one by the Brahmas. Brahmas try to step up. Regrouped is Gagne. Gagne. She's trying to drive down the left wing. She's got Clark cutting through the middle. Gagne shoots it in deep. Clark's in pursuit. Clark on the forecheck. She picks it up behind the net. Gagne's there to help. Brahmas trying to skate it up. They do. Here comes the Brahmas the opposite way. Number 27, Jackson. Slight mishandle. Picked up by Andrews. She fires it all the way down, and that's going to be a icing call against the Stars. Will bring us back to the Stars zone for a defensive zone draw with 10:46 left here in the second.
A lot of energy on that line.
Yeah, that's just hard work and hustle for sure. Clark's flying. Gagne as well. And Stanton. Really like them in Odessa. Here comes Zakaria now. Zakaria. She's out there with Dulac and Simcoe. Brahmas disrupted in the neutral zone. Simcoe able to throw it back. Biederman now. She throws it up. She tries to find Dulac. Not able to. Dulac touches up. Zakaria gains the zone. Got a lot of back forth happening. Number 9 also, as we talked about, another strong player on the Brahmas. Zakaria all over him. She's able to come up with the puck. Zakaria now trying to cut toward the middle. There's the high slot. There's a shot deflected in behind the net. Comes all the way back to the point to Biederman. There's Biederman. There's the shot through traffic. Deflected just wide. Simcoe's got it now. Simcoe. She's in a battle. It kicks loose. Dulac now. Dulac trying to trace down the Brahmas. Brahmas skating through the neutral zone. They drive wide. Here comes number 16. 2-on-1 into the high slot now. Looks to get the shot off. Good stick by Isaac. Puck ends up in the slot. Biederman picks it up on her stick. She decides to skate it into safety. Lead pass up for Dulac. Little out of her reach. Comes all the way down, but they're going to wave off icing. Brahmas regroup behind their net, but Dulac's hot on pursuit. They throw one back around to the near half wall. Simcoe steps up now. She breaks that up. Simcoe coming out of the corner. Simcoe driving the net. She's got Dulac there. She's hauled down. Dulac's got it behind the net. Looks to do this wrap around. Not quite able to get it in. Puck still loose. Ref has not whistled, and now he does. Another good pressure shift.
Yeah. Late whistle's not so bad in that scenario.
Yeah, we'll take a late whistle when it's on the opposite end. Fresh legs across the board for the Stars. We've got Shortino and Mason on point. Bucko is going to center with right wing being Grahovic and left wing being Elliott. Back to the point for Shortino. Shortino, there's another shot. Bouncing puck just through the crease. Almost a repeat of the last goal that was scored. Good shot by Shortino. Pressured down there is Elliott with Bucko trying to hold the zone. Mason standing tall as well, and then the Brahmas finally able to get it out. Here comes the Brahmas through the neutral zone. Number 9 tries to skate it in. Couple moves. There's a shot deflected. It's wide. And Schaefer decides to cover that up for a whistle.
Yeah, smart play. She's looking back there anyway. You know, don't know what's going on coming up behind you real quick.
Bucko making some plans with Elliott. It works. Gets it off to the side. Just a little out of Elliott's reach, though. Now it's on the point. There's a shot from 27. It's deflected by 9. 9 tries to take the shot. Shortino there, big toe saved by Schaefer on a deflected puck.
Good job by Bucko being there, too.
Here comes an opportunity for Bucko. Bucko breaking down the wing. She's getting a back check by 27. Cuts toward the crease. Ends up on the stick of Elliott. Elliott with the shot. And it deflects off the leg of Bucko into the corner. Brahmas regroup. Looking to break out. They feed it up to the half wall. And it spits into the neutral zone. Mason now. Mason throws it up. Tries to find Elliott. Comes all the way across. 27's probably going to go first skate, and he does. Jackson driving wide. Couple moves. Looks to the centering pass right through the crease. No one home, and it's going to end up on the stick of Elliott. Here comes Elliott. She tries to get it over to Bucko. Not quite able to. Brahmas in again. There's a shot from Brahmas. Deflected. And picked up by Schaefer. She's looking pretty poised in there today. She's been tested 14 times and doing a great job. There's the shot. Deflect there. What a terrific replay provided by Mr. Elliott there, and you can see that reaction by Schaefer to get her toe on it. Great job in transition. Really tests goalies when that puck's deflected on its way to the net. She reacted well. Here's an opportunity. Clark's flying down the wing. See if she can get up there. She was out hustling one D man, but the other one was back on time. Now here comes the Brahmas into the zone, and it's an offside. Gagne, Clark, Stanton. This line was united in Odessa, and I love this line continuing on the way they have been.
Agreed.
Andrews on point with Lafleur. Brahmas end up with it in the far corner, the near corner, sorry. It spits all the way around to the far corner. Lafleur's giving chase. She lets it go to Stanton. Stanton gets it over to Andrews. Andrews tries to find Stanton again. Now it's picked up by Gagne. Gagne is getting absolutely hooked. No call there. Ends up in the feet along the line, and Brahma's going to pick it up, turn it back the other way through the neutral zone. Here comes the Brahmas. Number 34, a couple moves. There's the shot, deflected. Tracked well again by Schaefer. Another save. Wholesale change for the Stars. Looks like we're going to have Biederman on point with Isaac. And we got Zakaria up front with Dulac and Simcoe again. Puck ends up in behind the net. Controlled by Isaac. Isaac now looking to break it out. Tries to find Simcoe off her leg into the neutral zone though. Simcoe picks it up and they're going to whistle it down for another offside. Jerry Dulac getting thrown into the video world here. Last minute, no training. We'll see how he does.
Gotta do what we gotta do as a team.
That's right. Everyone stepped up. Next man up. Here comes Simcoe. Simcoe driving in. Got it in the high slot. Simcoe. There's the shot. Shot right over the net into the corner. Zakaria's got it now. Dulac battling for position out front, but then she decides to go help support. Good decision by her. Ends up on the stick of Simcoe. Simcoe. A couple moves. She throws it back down. Dulac's trying to pick it up in the corner now. Dulac. She's getting help from Zakaria. Brahmas finally able to relieve that pressure and skate it up through the neutral zone. Good stick by Biederman. Here comes Simcoe back the other way. Simcoe driving a couple moves. Simcoe takes the shot and it's gloved by the Brahmas goaltender. Good save by that young man to keep it a 2-0 hockey game with 5:59 left in the second.
Loving the energy. Loving the energy.
That's good.
It's good to see him come off the break.
Absolutely. They're keeping their momentum up for sure.
Zakari in for the draw again. We got Grahovic on right wing. And we got Dulac Dulac's right wing. There's a shot from Biederman through traffic, deflected out front. Dulac pressuring, ends up on Biederman's stick. Biederman tries to find Grahovic on left, not quite able to. Here comes the Brahmas the other way, 3-on-1-ish, but lots of back checkers. Puck ends up in the feet and loose out front and cleared out of harm's way. And then there's another shot. Schaefer with another save. Puck battle in behind the net, and Zakaria's going to skate it out. Zakaria, good control by her, driving down the right wing, getting harassed by two Brahmas. Ends up on the stick of Biederman. She throws it back into the neutral zone, and the Stars able to clear it all the way down.
Schaefer's side-to-side movement on that. I don't know if you saw that one, Brody. Really fast.
Yeah, her lateral movement has been on point today for sure. Here comes Brahmas trying to break out, and Isaac steady as usual, able to disrupt that. And not sure who on the Stars bench decided to swat it down, but they'll call it off. Shot 16-13 in favor of the Brahmas. They were out shooting 3-0 early, and it's stayed that way pretty much since then. The 3-shot lead, but a 2-0 lead for the Stars. Here's the opportunity for the Brahmas. There's a shot, another toe save by Schaefer. Second one tonight with that right leg where she was able to get down in the butterfly and swing that leg out for an important save. Number 27 again. There's a shot through traffic, deflected, and the loose puck out front, and the Brahmas finally able to solve Schaefer on the 17th shot of the game. She's been extra solid, and not much you could do on that one.
Yeah, caught a bounce the wrong way.
27 stepped up to hold the line, drove through the slot, took the shot, bounced awkwardly. Schaefer was reacting the way she should. Loose puck was banged home by the Brahmas. Here comes the replay. There was the shot, deflected off a stick. Yeah, exactly what happened. The shot from 27 went off a skate, redirected in the opposite direction, and slipped in. Shortino on point with Mason. She's going to pick that up behind the net, throws it all the way around to the far wall to Stanton. We got Stanton out there on the left wing with Gagne and Clark again. Lead pass, tries to find Clark on the wing. Ends up in the high slot. As usual, this line pressuring the Brahmas very effectively. Good back check by Stanton. Stanton driving wise, using a bit of her body. Shortino picks up the loose puck. It ends up in the corner on Shortino's stick again. Tries to clear it twice. Brahmas blocked it twice. Shortino not giving up on it though. Gets some help from Gagne. There's a centering pass through the crease. No one home. Comes across to the near wall. Here comes Mason. Mason, she throws it up into the neutral zone, and Jackson's going to try and skate this in. Looks like he's gonna. Gagne pushes wide. Now Shortino's pushing wide. Jackson driving in behind the net. Puck ends up in behind the net. Another opportunity. Few backhands. Puck still loose, and it's kicked out behind the net. Gagne tries to send it out. Held in by the point. Gagne will have another try there. She gets it out. Here's an opportunity for the Stars if they can get there. But Jackson able to regroup. Oh, almost another deflection by Clark.
Looks like offense needs a change.
Here comes number 9 driving wide. A really good stick by Shortino. Might have got away with a little hook there. She did a one-handed hook. Great defensive play by her. Brahmas throw it into the near corner. Puck's in onto Mason's stick now. Here comes Mason. She's trying to skate it out. She's checked. She's got some help from Zakaria. A couple moves by her. She's driving, trying to drive wide. Not able to, but she regains the puck. Here comes Zakaria. Zakaria in the high slot. There's the shot. Puck's loose, bouncing. And Brahma's goaltender scoops that up out in the rebound.
For a minute, I thought that was going right over the pad.
It was a kind of an awkward bounce that looked like it was going to go. 2:40 left in the second. Zakaria is up front with Dulac and Simcoe. We got Lafleur and Andrews on point. There's the draw. Won by the Brahmas, but regained by the Stars. Ends up onto the Brahmas stick, though. Brahmas skating it up through the neutral zone. Gain the Star zone. There's a shot from number 2. I think it's the same one that was also 14 feet high. There's another shot from the point through traffic. Pad saved by Schaefer. Able to track that down. Andrews, she's able to throw it all the way down. It's going to be picked up by the Brahmas. Brahmas regrouping in their own zone. Puck ends up into the near corner. Dulac in a battle there. She's trying to muscle her way out. Ends up on the stick of Zakaria. Zakaria driving wide, driving in from the corner. Not quite able to make her way to the slot, though. The Brahma's able to get it back, but Andrews, good stick handle by her to move that around. She tried to delay just enough to let Zakaria touch up, but wasn't quite able to time it. It'll be an offside for the Stars.
Those are the times that you miss the tag up rule.
This is very true. Elliott in to take the draw. She's got Grahovic and Salzburg on the wings. Puck ends up into the far corner. Lafleur, she's on it, tries to find Salzburg. There's a shot from the point, deflected by Andrews into the near corner. Andrews trying to get it out. There's an opportunity for 9 in the high slot, and he absolutely rifles one from the high slot right over the right shoulder of Schaefer. That was an excellent shot by that number 9. He's got a rocket.
Yeah, absolute rocket. I mean, you just can't react in time. I mean, it was well placed, and no one in the low slot covering that one.
Yeah, number 9 picked that up at the high circle and then drove to the net with some speed and was able to get a really strong wrist shot off right from the hash marks, wide open. Here comes the Brahmas. Number 9 again, takes the shot. That's deflected by Schaefer into the corner. Grahovic now trying to skate it out. Brahmas able to hold his own. Puck battle along the near wall. Puck finally spits loose and it spits into the neutral zone. Brahmas D-to-D pass. They send it across, almost poke checked by Salzburg. Here comes the Brahmas the other way. Brahmas, number 9, there's a shot deflected by Isaac. Good stick by her to be in the way there. Opportunity for Grahovic if she can get it to go. Grahovic sends it up through the neutral zone. Elliott, clean check there. Here comes the Brahmas, 34, trying to drive wide. Pushed wide by Isaac. 34 regroups, takes another shot, another deflection by Isaac, and it ends up on the stick of Elliott. She's going to fire it all the way around. Comes back to the Brahmas point. Brahmas send it back to the near corner. Biederman's there, though. Biederman sends it to Elliott. And there's another penalty called. And this is going to be against the Brahmas. And we're going to have the first power play opportunity of the game for the Stars with 21 seconds left here in the second.
It's like a roughing call, I think, huh?
I think so.
Send it all the way out.
See if the ladies can make something with this 21 seconds on the clock. Offensive zone draw. We've got Zakaria out there with Simcoe and Dulac, Mason and Isaac on point. Here's the draw. One cleanly by Zakaria. Zakaria gets it over to Simcoe. Simcoe tries to feed it back to the point, but not quite able to. Brahmas, they skated into the neutral zone, and it comes all the way down. And that'll be an icing call, and the Stars are going to have another 9.8 seconds left to try that one more time. It was right idea off the draw. Zakaria got it over to Simcoe. Simcoe tried to do a backhand pass back to Mason and just couldn't quite get that pass off, but it was a good cycle otherwise. Let's see if we can try that on repeat. Here's the draw. Same scenario. Gets it back to Simcoe. Simcoe gets it to Isaac. Isaac from the point. There's the shot. Through traffic. Deflected. Wide open in front. And that loose puck. No one home to bang that home. And
that's exactly the kind of scenario you want to see. I mean, they played it perfectly. So.
And I love that all the Zakaria and Dulac straight to the net. That shot was through traffic, arguably through 3, because Simcoe almost got there on time. Courtesy of Brendan Elliott's replays again. Another good hockey period, that's for sure. 2-2 hockey game, shots 20-15 in favor of the Brahmas. But it is a very balanced hockey game.
Yeah, really balanced hockey game. I'm really impressed. I think the girls are playing as a team really, really well. And I think that's really making the difference at this point. It feels like, despite the fact that the Brahmas have gotten the last 2 goals, it does still feel that the girls are more in control of this game.
Both goaltenders are playing quite well as well.
Yeah.
I was noticing that. Some solid saves by the Brahmas goaltender, and Schaefer, always reliable, and her lateral movements looking really sharp today. Some period stats from Mr. Elliott here. Face-offs that period were even because there was a 8-4 advantage of the Brahmas in the first. Scoring chances, he's got it at 4-3. Pretty good job on the stats there, Mr. Elliott. Jerry was supposed to be our interview. He's going to be our impromptu We need a guy with a little bit of pizzazz to interview at intermissions, like the Don Cherry days. We'll call it Coach's Corner. Maybe better not. We'll rebrand it something else. Draws one by the Stars. Here comes Simcoe driving wide. Zakaria's going to the front of the net. So's Dulac. Simcoe driving all the way around, looking to make something happen. Cuts back. There's a shot deflected. And unfortunately, it didn't quite get through. Brahmas able to skate it out. But Simcoe straight back on it. Here comes the Brahmas. Isaac and Mason on point. Brahmas in the high slot. Fans on the shot. Picked up by Zakaria. Zakaria, she's going to try and skate that out. She does. Gets it up to Dulac. Dulac back to Zakaria. Zakaria cuts back into the slot, trying to find Dulac again. Not quite able to, and the Brahmas pick it up. We're going to turn it back the other way. Here comes the Brahmas. Good step up by Simcoe. Brahmas regain. A little checks going back and forth. There's the number 2. There's the shot. Another glove saved by Schaefer. Tracking those high shots quite well today. And get the trapper on when needed. 16 seconds left in the power play for the Stars. They do have a defensive zone draw. I've seen this play before. It looks like Simcoe's going to try and nudge it ahead and skate it down. She unfortunately gets it right back to the point on the defense, and the shot comes through, but it's wide. That trick usually does work for the Stars. Not today. There's a shot from the point. Bounces into the corner. That's going to pick up by Isaac. Isaac now. She skates it out. Here comes Isaac. Cuts back through the neutral zone. She's got some wheels. Cuts around, drives down to the right wing. Looks to do a centering pass now. Gets it through the crease. Almost on, finds Dulac. Zakaria now, she's dancing and weaving. Dulac's out front. Zakaria trying to work her way. And she had 2 Brahmas harassing her in the process. Back to Isaac now. Isaac, she throws it in. Number 9 with the Brahmas regrouping. Looks to clear it out. Glove by Simcoe. Simcoe cuts back toward the slot. Takes the shot. Deflected. Ends up into the near corner. Zakaria's on it. We've got a partial change happening for the Stars with Clark joining in front. And we got Shortino. Mason still on point. Mason tries to find Stanton. She does. Stanton's checked by 27. 27's going to turn it back around the other way. Here comes 27 with some speed. Coming in on Lafleur. Lafleur, good stick by Lafleur. Disrupts that. Forces 27 to the corner. Shortino in to help the second time. Now Clark's going to try and skate it up through the neutral zone. Not quite able to, but they do relieve some pressure, and it does spit out into the neutral zone. Brahmas throw it all the way back down. Shortino now. Shortino tries to find it up on the half wall. 9's quick to check her. Centering pass. Good skate work by Gagne to make sure that centering pass didn't find a Brahma out front. Here comes Gagne. She picks it up, tries to gain the zone. She's got Clark out front. Gagne throws it deep. Clark pressuring with Gagne. Clark's got it. Gagne now. Gagne throws it back to the point. Tries to find Lafleur. Lafleur picks it up on her backhand, sends it back to Gagne. Gagne's checked. Here comes number 27. Brahmas skating up with some speed through the neutral zone. Lafleur drives wide. Number 27. Another shot. Big save by Schaefer. And 27 tries to shove it in on the side of the post, but Schaefer had that sealed up well to keep this a 2-2 hockey game with 11:57 left in the third. Fresh legs across the board for the Stars. We got Bucko out there with Salzburg on right wing. And looks like Grahovic, on left wing. Puck spits through. Ends up back to the Biederman. Biederman's on point with Andrews. Biederman trying to clear it out. Finally does. Gets it up to Grahovic. Grahovic kicks it forward. Ends up back in the zone now for the Stars. Stars clear it right away. Back to Grahovic. Back to Brahmas. Brahmas gained the zone. Looking to drive down the left wing. Biederman pushes him wide. Andrews is going to pick that up behind the net. Andrews, backhand pass to Salzburg. Here comes Salzburg. She throws it up through the neutral zone. It's perfect draw weight. They're going to call that an ice. No, they wave it off. Perfect draw weight by Andrews. Brahmas feed it up through the neutral zone. Biederman lead pass. Tries to find Bucko. Bucko drives in the right wing. Bucko spits the puck loose. Grahovic almost tries to pick that up. And it's back to Salzburg, and they're going to whistle it down for an offside. I thought Salzburg was able to hold that one from going offside, but it must have just crossed the line.
It was the thought that counts.
Fresh legs across the board for the Stars here. We got Zakaria, Simcoe, Dulac back up front, Shortino, and Mason on point. Here comes number 9 for the Brahmas, coming through the neutral zone. Good stick by Zakaria to break that up. Nice back check on her. Ends up on Shortino. Shortino throws it up into the neutral zone. Brahmas, D, finds the centering pass to 21, and Simcoe's right there. Here comes the break for Simcoe. She's driving wide. She's got Dulac going to the front of the net. Here's the shot. And it's a goal.
Wow. What an angle.
What a great angle. Yes, Simcoe picks that up in the neutral zone. Interrupts a pass, drives in, and roofs one over the left trapper, of that goaltender. Let's see that replay. Oh, just a bit late on it. Yeah, it was really good pressure, and Dulac was driving the net. She was more than happy to be picking up any rebounds that were coming down. Here comes the replay. Yeah, Simcoe was driving wide, takes the shot, and it right over the left shoulder of that goaltender. Nice shot by Simcoe.
Unreal.
3-2 advantage. Here comes Zakaria again. Stars want some more. Mason looks to step up. Brahmas are going to drive wide. Brahmas. Here comes Zakaria. Zakaria's got 2 players to beat, but she's got some speed. She's getting around both of them. Here comes Zakaria driving the net. Takes the shot. Blocker saved by the goaltender. Massive save at that point in the game. Good speed by Zakaria. Puck spits out into the neutrals, into the high slot. And Stars able to hold the zone. Zakaria's going to punch it deep. Dulac's giving chase now.
Get there.
Dulac. She's on the Brahmas. Tries the backhand pass. Here's Dulac. Here's a shot. And the goal for Dulac!
Wow!
We like the first angle from Simcoe. Let's take a second one from Dulac on the opposite side. What a rocket by
Love it.
Dulac. Yeah, Dulac picked that up.
Way to go, Dad.
Here's the replay. Good footwork by her, and she takes that beautiful wrist shot right over the goaltender's right shoulder. But I tell you what, that play started with just good hard work and hustle by that whole line. They were on, they were pressuring. Dulac drove into the corner once it was fired in deep. Was able to disrupt the Brahmas breakout, picks up the loose puck, and makes no mistake with a fantastic wrist shot. Brahmas now. There's a shot. Blocker saved by Schaefer. 9:30 left here in the third. 4-2 advantage for the Stars. Puck comes up through the neutral zone. Here comes Gagne. Gagne, she tries to gain the zone. She's got Elliott with her. Elliott, Gagne and Stanton out there. We got Isaac and Biederman on point. Brahmas trying to make something happen, and Isaac does a good job getting it over to Biederman. Brahmas pick it up as the Stars try to gain the zone. Biederman steps up. Stanton back checking well.
Oh, great physicality.
Gagne, she's skating in. She's going to have Elliott with her. Puck ends up into the neutral zone. Brahmas trying to gain control. Good back check by Gagne. There's a shot. Pad saved by Schaefer. Kicks it over to the near corner. Puck ends up there. Here comes Isaac. Isaac coming with some speed. Isaac wants to make a couple of moves. Isaac's got Elliott. One-on-one opportunity with Elliott. There's a couple of moves by Isaac and not quite able to get the shot off. Centering pass.
Let's go, girls.
Brahmas back the other way. Here they go. Looking to gain the zone. There's the shot. Wide. Picked up by Isaac. Isaac tries to chip and chase off the boards. Hassled by the Brahmas, but they get it into the neutral zone to relieve some pressure. Elliott's there as well. Here comes the Brahmas number 9 driving down the left wing. Good job by Gagne to be on there. Here comes 9 driving through the high slot. Good check. And Isaac with a good check and pressure. And then I think they're going to give the whistle or the call against, was it Stanton or Biederman that might get a, looks like they're going to give it to Biederman.
I don't agree with that.
I concur. I think that was good quality play by the Stars, and actually it's going to Isaac. I thought Isaac was just playing that well, defending well, but she'll have a seat for a minute and a half with exactly 8 minutes left here in the third, and a 4-2 advantage for the Stars with the Brahmas going on the power play. Buck goes out to penalty kill. She's got Andrews and Lafleur on point, and Grahovic's on the wing. Brahmas win the draw. It's sent in deep, but Lafiere's giving chase. Lafiere, she's in a puck battle. Centering pass off the skate of Andrews. Loose puck on the side of the net, and Schaefer's going to cover that up. Puck's, it spits in behind.
It was already whistled.
Yep, it was whistled.
And Lafiere absolutely attacking it behind the net there. Love it.
Bucko making up some plans with Grahovic for the draw. Here comes Bucko. One by the Brahmas, spits out to the point. The point tries to step up. Bucko's there. Lafiere steps in as well. Make sure no shots are getting off. They fired all the way around to the half wall, and Grahovic's going to pick it up and come through the neutral zone. She's got some speed. Grahovic decides to go for a skate. Here comes Grahovic. Grahovic driving wide into the corner. And Brahmas regroup. They're going to come back the other way. Grahovic chasing down number 9, McGee. Good back check by her. Ends up back to the point. There's a shot through traffic. Spits out. Andrews has it in the corner. Andrews tries to clear it. Not quite able to get it out. Puck's going to spit loose in the high slot. There's a slap shot. Great pad save. And unfortunately, the rebound right onto the stick of that left winger, and he had a wide open net to bury it. Really good reaction. That initial save by Schaefer was incredibly solid.
Yeah, oh yeah.
It was a reaction save, and unfortunately, with the man advantage, the extra skater out there. Here comes the shot. It was a great shot and a really good pad save, and unfortunately, with the man advantage, wide open was the extra player on the power play to send that home. 4-3 hockey game in favor of the Stars. 7 minutes left here in the third. Here comes the Brahmas. Brahmas try to gain the zone. They wait for everybody to touch up, but Simcoe's there to interrupt that. She tries to drive down the wall. Zakaria was in to help as well. Here comes Brahmas the other way. Brahmas, they take the shot. That's wide. Centering pass through the crease. Here comes Zakaria. Zakaria's out the chance. She's going to try to break up the middle. She's getting hooked, and no, they're not going to.
There's got to be a call there, right?
Apparently no call on that.
That's crazy.
It could have been a hold, could have been a hook, could have been just about anything you wanted to call. It's a sandwich penalty, yeah. Brahmas take it back the other way, though. Here comes the Brahmas. There's the shot. It's wide. Ends up deflecting into the far corner. There's the shot through traffic. Another big save by Schaefer. Ends up under Mason's stick. Mason tries to get it up to the half wall. No one's there to pick it up, though. Shot ends up coming all the way across to the near wall. Simcoe's got it now. Simcoe looking to try and skate it out. She chips it into the neutral zone. She's tripped up. No call again. Dulac, she's giving chase. Simcoe's there on a Dulac stick. Dulac's got it. Looks for a shot. Tries to take one. Not quite able to get it off. And Zakaria's there to get pressure. Puck's loose and battle along the near wall. Zakaria comes out with it. Tries to get it through the crease. It's all the way across. Loose puck. Can they get the shot off? Zakaria still battling. Shakes off two defenders. She's got Dulac. Here comes Zakaria. Tries to find a centering pass. Backhand by Dulac. And we're finally going to have a penalty against the Brahmas after what could have been about 4 more that we saw. And the Stars are going to go back to the power play here with 5:12 left and an opportunity to regain their 2-goal advantage.
Odd that they call that one out of all of those.
All I can think is, you're dealing with officials that probably they both thought to themselves, should have maybe called that. So it might have been a makeup call. All right, we got Isaac out to take the draw. She's up front right now. And she's got Salzburg and Elliott. Andrews and Mason on point. Here comes McGee. McGee.
Oh, what a play.
Yeah. Good backhand by Salzburg. I like this power play unit. Coach doing something different. He's going to great opportunity for Salzburg. Good forecheck by Isaac. Isaac. She's pressuring with Salzburg. Comes all the way back to the point. Andrews able to hold his own. She sends it down into the far corner. Andrews picks it up. Not Andrews. The puck spits out by the Brahmas right out into the high slot. And they're able to skate it back the other way. Here comes the Brahmas. They're skating in. Coming in on Andrews. There's your shot. That's wide. Ends up behind the net for the Stars. Mason gets it over. finds Elliott. Elliott tries to clear it out, not quite able to, ends up on the point at the Brahmas. They take a shot on net. Andrews breaks that up. Andrews has some time. She decides that she's going to have a skate. Looks to cut back, and she's disrupted by number 9, but Isaac's there to help. Here comes Isaac. Isaac trying to get it out of the zone. Not quite able to. Brahmas step up. Here's an opportunity in the high slot for the Brahmas. There's a shot. Another glove saved by Schaefer. Another save by Schaefer. 2 big ones in a row. Isaac trying to get it back out. Trying to find Salzburg. 4 seconds left on the power play here. Stars not quite able to gain the momentum on the power play they were looking for.
Yeah, line looks a little tired, so we'll hold some change there.
Yeah, it was the same line for the full minute and a half on the power play there, so they were ready for a shift. Here comes number 27, fresh off the penalty. Really good poke check. Zakaria back the other way. Zakaria driving in, looking to make something happen. Backhand, forehand, just about tucks one in as she came across the crease. Fantastic save by that Brahmas goaltender. Here's Lafleur in the point. She sends it over to Shortino. Shortino shot deflected out front, ends up in the near corner. Simcoe's got it on the half wall, drives into the high slot, looking to skate around 2 defenders. She does. Simcoe, there's the shot, blockered away into the corner. Zakaria's going to pick it up. Zakaria sends it back to Shortino. Shortino with the shot through traffic, bouncing, deflected just wide.
Keep it up.
All the way back. Lafleur holds his own. Chipped in deep, but Lafleur's giving chase, and she's going to make sure she can regroup behind the net. Rolling puck settles that down. Lafleur throws it up. Brahma's able to hold his own. Lafleur giving chase behind the net, harassing one of the Brahmas players. Brahmas step up to help. Simcoe also there to help. Zakaria. Puck's in behind the net. Here comes the Brahmas. Try to centering pass. Not able to. Zakaria's picked it up now. Zakaria pokes it. Little chip and chase for her. She's going to pick up her own pass. Tries to find it out into the neutral zone. She skates it out. Simcoe picks up that. Here comes Simcoe the other way. Simcoe driving to the right, driving to the left. Simcoe, there's a shot. And a glove saved by the Brahmas goaltender. 2 really big saves by that Brahmas goalie on this last shift. Another big save by Schaefer there. She's been solid, and there's that coming across the crease when we saw Zakaria driving wide, and as we talked about,
the bench went wild on that save. That was a good save.
Well, and then as we talked about, both goaltenders absolutely putting on a show today. Some big saves on both ends.
Yeah, so the Brahmas are going to look to pull their goaltender here in under 2 minutes. As soon as they get control of the puck in the offensive zone, they're probably going to do that. So the girls are really going to need to buckle down here. But I think they can do it. Our defensive play has been great.
This is where you need the clutch music playing from the DJ booth, get the girls all hyped up. But we got 2:06 left, 4-3 hockey game, and an exciting game it's been. I'm not surprised in the least that it's coming down to the wire. This is just like the last time these two teams played.
Yep, this is about how we expected it to go.
Yeah. Looking to see the ladies come out with a real high energy on this. Shots 30-24 in favor of the Brahmas. I do believe the scoring chances are favoring the Stars, according to Mr. Elliott. And they, looks like they still are. We'll have an offensive zone draw. Coaches going with Bucko on center, Salzburg on left wing, Grahovic on right wing, and we've got Andrews and Mason on point. There's the draw, clean win by Bucko. She gets it back to Grahovic, back to Mason. Mason takes the shot through traffic. It's loose out front. In the high slot, bouncing puck. Brahmas able to regroup. Here comes the Brahmas. They're looking to break out. Good stick by Grahovic to pressure, and the Brahmas are going to break free. Here comes the Brahmas. One-on-one opportunity coming in on Andrews. Look to go backhand, forehand. Good stick by Andrews to break that up. No shot off. And here comes Bucko with Salzburg. They get into the neutral zone. Salzburg dumps it in. Good chip and chase by her. 27's going to regroup behind his own net. He's having a look at the options. Sends it up to the half wall. Mason steps in to hold his own. Puck still loose. We got 1:24 left on the clock. Here comes the Brahmas through the neutral zone. Solid back check by all the Stars. There's the shot into the near corner. Bucko's going to pick that up. Bucko has a look at her options. Not quite able to get it into the neutral zone. Now it's cleared in by Andrews. All the way back to the Brahmas defense. Brahmas trying to gain the zone. Salzburg absolutely harassing the Brahmas. Good job by her to make sure that didn't go anywhere. 27 trying to step up, but Grahovic's quick to negate that breakout. Here comes the Brahmas. Goalie's been pulled. We got an extra player, an extra attacker on the ice for the Brahmas. Puck in the near corner. Up to the half wall. Brahmas in a puck battle with Salzburg and Andrews. Puck ends up spitting under Bucko's stick into the neutral zone, able to relieve some pressure. And there's an offside call. 35.3 seconds on the clock. Fresh legs across the board coming on the ice for the Stars. Shot still 30-24, and I am nervous.
Agreed. We all are.
Zakaria's out there to center.
Great face-off. So let's see this.
Yeah.
This is key.
Brahmas win the draw, but Stars there to pressure. Zakaria's out with Dulac and Simcoe up front. We got Isaac and Shortino on the point. Here comes the Brahmas. Brahmas send it through to the neutral zone. They gain the zone. There's the shot. Ends up in behind the net. Isaac's going to pick that up now. 18 seconds on the clock. Comes all the way around to the point.
That's the way to do it. That's the way.
Cleared out by Dulac all the way down. Brahmas have to regroup. Here comes the Brahmas. They're having a look at their options. Number 27, Jackson, with some speed through the neutral zone, driving down the left wing. Looks to cut back to the high slot. Good back check by everyone to get back by the Stars. Puck still loose. There's a shot, and that's going to be the whistle.
Way to go, girls.
And the Stars able to hold on for the win with a 4-3 victory. And a big sigh of relief from all the parents in the stands. And from this guy running the play-by-play. Yeah. And as we talked about, what a clinic by both goaltenders on both sides. That was fantastic goaltending. Schaefer played great. Mind pulling that up. We're off to Fort Lauderdale here next week, and we're hoping to have strong enough internet to bring you wonderful folks that are tuned in at home.
Ooh, look at this.
Our broadcast. And that's what our game schedule looks like. So these are all Eastern time, I do believe, Brendan? Okay. Yeah, these are all the Eastern times. So we do like what this tournament looks like. For awareness, that Pittsburgh Elite team did just beat Little Caesars. They are highly talented. But all the other teams in that pool, we are ranked ahead of.
Yep. Yeah, so a little bit different than the previous tournaments. Previous tournaments we faced like top 10 teams consistently. So I think we're going to fit in really well here. Looking forward to that trip.
Yeah, and the girls have had some tough tournaments, but even though they've been coming out with not necessarily the winning record, they keep climbing up in the standings because they're in the rankings because they're playing very talented teams and they're doing well against them. So, Brendan, keen on the draw here. You can see our current league standings, as we talked about a few times today. The Texas Junior Stars out of Austin, the Dallas Stars Elite Girls, and the Texas Junior Brahmas are really a three-way battle for who's going to take this home. And as you can see, the Brahmas do lead in points, but they also have a healthy game count, four games on compared to what the Stars and Junior Stars have.
They do. And, I'm just noticing now as well they got a healthy amount of penalty minutes.
Yes. Yes, they sure do. Well, fans, thanks a lot for tuning in from across the globe as usual. And we look forward to bringing you some highly entertaining hockey in Fort Lauderdale next weekend.
Looking forward to it. Thanks, Brody.
Thanks a lot, Michael.